Hey guys, Ace Liam here, hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon with more than one form, or a branched evolution, or counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question, and we try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield doing moves they could never possibly learn. We have a Metronome battle, just for a little bit of fun. If you're a fan of Form Fight and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button. Let's go for 10,000 likes if we can. Hit subscribe if you're new as well, so you never miss an episode of anything on my channel. And of course, with that all out the way, let's have a look at today's challenges. Today on Form Fight, we're going to be comparing the branched evolutions of Galarian Slowpoke, which are Galarian Slowbro and Galarian Slowking. And I know what you're thinking, we already did an episode on Slowbro versus Galarian Slowbro and Slowking versus Galarian Slowking, but I know there's a bunch of you out there that would prefer Galarian Slowbro versus Galarian Slowking. So this video is for the small subsection of viewers that would prefer that Form Fight. Aren't I lovely to you people? So seriously, if you don't want to hear a lot of the information from the previous two videos again, just don't watch this one. I don't mind. I won't take offense. Now, when your Galarian Slowpoke is exposed to a Galarica cuff made up of Galarica twigs, it will evolve into a Galarian Slowbro. And of course, when a Galarian Slowpoke is exposed to a Galarica wreath made up of Galarica twigs, it will evolve into Galarian Slowking. But what makes these branched evolutions of Galarian Slowpoke so different? Let's take a look. Galarian Slowbro is 1.6 meters tall and weighs 70.5 kilograms. Its Pokedex information says a Shelder bite set off a chemical reaction with the spices inside Slowbro's body, causing Slowbro to become a poison-type Pokemon. If this Pokemon squeezes the tongue of the Shelder biting it, the Shelder will launch a toxic liquid from the tip of its shell. Galarian Slowking is 1.8 meters tall and weighs 79.5 kilograms. According to the Pokedex, a combination of toxins and the shock of evolving increased Shelder's intelligence to the point that Shelder now controls Slowking. Whilst chanting strange spells, the Pokemon combines its internal toxins with what it's eaten, creating strange potions. Appearance-wise, Galarian Slowbro is a pink Pokemon that looks like a cross between a hippo, an otter, and a lizard, standing on its hind legs with a beige snout and belly area and a purple coloration atop its head, as well as on the tip of its tail and its lower arms. A hermit crab-looking shell that's supposed to be Shelder is clamped to Slowbro's left arm, with a purple tip on the end of its shell. Galarian Slowking has the same body design, but with the Shelder clamped on the upper half of its head, covering its eyes. And the Shelder now has a purple hue to it, with dark purple horns and a purple circle on the front where its eyes are, with a green jewel in the center of what would be Slowking's forehead. It also has a dark purple crest that hangs over its shoulders. In their shiny forms, Galarian Slowbro's body turns an orangey yellow color, with its purple areas getting lighter and its Shelder changing to a more mustardy color. Galarian Slowking's arms, shawl, and tail turn a more bluish purple, and its jewel turns pink, as well as its body becoming a darker shade of pink. Now let's have a look at their typing, weaknesses, and resistances. Both Galarian Slowbro and Galarian Slowking are dual-type poison and psychic Pokemon. This makes them both weak to ground, ghost, and dark type attacks. It makes them both resist fighting, poison, grass, and fairy type moves, and they both have no immunities. Now let's have a look at the stats and abilities of these branched evolutions. Galarian Slowbro has decent HP, attack, defense, and special attack, with below average special defense and garbage speed. Its primary ability is Quick Draw, which gives a 30% chance that a damaging move used by Galarian Slowbro will move first in its priority bracket, which basically boils down to the same effect as having a Quick Claw without actually having to hold a Quick Claw. This allows Galarian Slowbro to occasionally sneak in a quick hit on an opponent, possibly taking them down, but do remember, it's a 30% chance, it's not a guarantee. Its secondary ability is Own Tempo, which prevents Galarian Slowbro from being confused or intimidated. Now this is very handy if you're building your Galarian Slowbro to be a physical attacker, because what you don't want is A, intimidate, lowering your attack stat, and B, you don't want to be confused, because what if an opponent uses Swagger on you, increasing your attack stat that you've already invested quite a lot of, IVs and EVs into, but then you're hitting yourself in confusion rather than hitting the opponent. You want to be avoiding confusion at all costs, really, so Own Tempo can come in very, very handy in this scenario. Its hidden ability is Regenerator, which restores a third of Galarian Slowbro's HP whenever it's switched out of battle. And as we've said about Regenerator a lot, it can come in very, very handy if you're in a difficult situation, because you can take your Pokemon out, get a bit of its HP restored while it's away in safety, and then bring it back later when it can actually be more effective. Galarian Slowbro also has its own signature move called Shell Sidearm, which is a 90 base power, 100% accuracy poison type move, which has a 20% chance to poison the target. It also determines before it's been used whether it's going to be a physical attack or a special attack, depending on which will do more damage, which is really, really cool. Do note, if it becomes a physical move, it will be a contact move, so you'll be susceptible to things like static. Galarian Slowking sacrifices a little physical defense and a big chunk of physical attack in order to boast increased special attack and special defense. So basically, you ain't building a physical Galarian Slowking. It's just not going to work. Its primary ability is Curious Medicine, which removes any stat changes from ally Pokemon when Galarian Slowking enters the battle. This, of course, is very handy if you're in a difficult situation and you need to remove very quickly a bunch of negative stat changes from your ally Pokemon. But do bear in mind, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because if you've spent ages building that Pokemon stats up, and then Galarian Slowking is the only option to switch in, all those stat changes are going to get removed. Its secondary and hidden abilities, much like Galarian Slowbro, are Own Tempo and Regenerator, which of course we've already discussed. Galarian Slowking has its own signature move, of course, called Eerie Spell, which is an 80 base power, 100% accuracy psychic special attack that also removes 3 PP from the last move the target used. Just have your laugh at PP. I'm sure it's hilarious. Now it's time for me to decide which of the 2 branched evolutions of Galarian Slowpoke I prefer, and honestly, I'm going with the bro. Galarian Slowbro is my jam. Out of all of the Slowbro forms and the Slowking forms, and just Slowpoke family evolutions and things, I love me some Galarian Slowbro. It's my absolute favorite. I love the little sidearm and the lore behind it, and I just think it looks so much cooler than the big lumbering Slowbro with the thing on its tail. I've never really liked the look of the Slowkings because I don't really like the shelter on the head. It doesn't really do anything for me. So I'm going Galarian Slowbro. I also love Quick Draw, and I also love Shell Sidearm, just in general anyway. But of course, it's not just up to me to decide which is my favorite, it's up to you guys to decide which is your favorite. But before we get into the Metronome battle, where, you know, doesn't really mean anything, it's just a battle between 2 Pokemon using silly moves. Don't really matter who wins, we're just here to have fun. Before we get into that though, use code ACE for money off G Fuel. You knew I was going to tell you because it's just a smart thing to do if you want to support your favorite channel on YouTube. Thanks, mate. Thanks for that compliment. Code ACE. Get some money off G Fuel. This is black on blackberry, which is very, very tasty. I shouldn't need to tell you what it tastes like, it's in the name, but use code ACE and you'll get some money off. Now then, Metronome battle time. The Pokemon in this battle have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, neutral natures, they're all only holding leper berries. Since they have the same secondary and hidden abilities, I've given them their primary abilities, so Slowbro is going to have Quick Draw, Slowking is going to have Curious Medicine. The only advantage or disadvantage any of these Pokemon are going to get come from their typing and their base stats. Everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go.
So stop me if you've heard this one. A bro and a king walk into a bar, and then they start having a Metronome battle, and then some guy turns up and goes, "But this isn't a real test of whether which one's the strongest or not," even though nobody made that claim. It's Form Fight. How's everybody doing? We got Galarian Slowbro versus Galarian Slowking for the 10 or so people that wanted it that way round instead of versus their Kanto or Johto counterparts. Here we see Confide from Shiny Slowbro onto which of the Slowkings there? Onto the Shiny Slowking to start things off, dropping that special attack by 1 stage, but now over to that same Shiny Slowking to fire back with a super effective Bug Bite onto which of its opponents there, right back onto the Shiny Slowbro there, taking a little bit of damage, eating the Leper Berry as well, restoring its Metronome back up to, back up to maximum PP, I suppose, because it's only used 1 move. And now over to the regular Slowbro. What's it going to do here? It's going to go for High Jump Kick, which will be massively resisted by the Poison and Psychic type Shiny Slowking there. Just a tiny bit of chip damage, but any damage is better than no damage, I suppose. Now it's time for regular Slowking to go for Gear Grind, which will be resisted as it's a Steel type move. Oh no, it won't be! What am I talking about? This ain't no Water type, they're both Poison Psychic. Come on, Liam, wakey, it's bloody Form Fight. 2 hits, decent amount of damage there. Imagine forgetting that Galarian Slowbro isn't a Water type in the video where you're talking about Galarian Slowbro. Here's the Shiny Slowking, though, who's going to go for Weather Ball, which there's no weather in effect, so I believe it's just normal type damage on our lovely good friend Slowbro. Look at that. How nice is that? Here's Shiny Slowbro, though. What will it do? What's on its mind? It's going to go for Double Team. Increase its evasiveness by 2 stages. That's not a bad shout right there. You want to evade some attacks, Double Team's the way to go. So it's now... Oh, sorry, just 1 stage. What am I thinking of that raises it 2 stages? Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. Here we see Takedown, though. Let me know in the comments. You love doing that. Here's a Takedown onto Shiny Slowbro there. Not quite bringing it down to less than half its max HP, but giving a bit of recoil damage to that Slowking there. Now over to the regular Slowbro, who's going to go for Fire Blast, but it's going to be avoided by the regular Slowking there. So a missed opportunity right then and there. Holy moly, we got Shiny Slowbro starting off the next turn what's he going to go for? Going to go for Iron Head, which is going to do a nice bit of neutral damage there. Potential flinch action as well onto that regular Slowking there. Now the shiny Slowking is going to get itself ready and go for Gastro Acid and suppress the quick draw ability of the regular Slowbro there. So no quick draw for regular Slowbro. Now regular Slowking is geared up, ready to go. Going to go for first impression. That's going to fail because it's not the first time this Slowking has used a move in battle. Now we've got the regular Slowbro going for Psybeam, doing some neutral damage onto which of its opponents, onto the regular Slowking there, bringing it down to less than half its max HP there. So it's the first Pokemon to hit the yellow HP. What's going to happen next? Shiny Slowbro is definitely ready to go. It's going to go for close combat, which is going to be, again, massively resisted, but it is going to drop the defense and special defense of that shiny Slowbro by 1 stage apiece, which is definitely not a good idea. Definitely a risky play there. Now, regular Slowking is ready to go with an Octozooka, which is going to do some neutral water-type damage there. Big chunk of damage to shiny Slowbro because of that special defense drop, and drops its accuracy by 1 stage. Now it's over to shiny Slowking with the follow-up, and it's going to go for Draco Meteor onto which of its opponents there. Remember, its special attack has been reduced by 1 stage from that Confide. Draco Meteor on the regular Slowbro there is going to do a little bit of damage there, but also drop that special attack by 2 further stages, which of course is not great for the shiny Galarian Slowking there. Here we see the regular Slowbro with Head Charge onto the regular Slowking, bringing it down into the danger zone. It will have a bit of recoil damage as well, but not quite enough to bring it down to less than half. So each team has a Pokemon in the green and a Pokemon in the danger zone. Shiny Slowking starts off the next turn, though. What is it going to go for? It's going to go for Entrainment and give Curious Medicine to the regular Slowbro, which... does that activate then? Will Curious Medicine activate? Does that mean that the stat changes from the shiny Slowbro have gone? I wonder if it works like that. Here we see Thunder Wave onto the regular Slowbro there. Going to paralyze it, make it the slowest thing on the field, but also potentially make it unable to move at all in further turns. Here we see shiny Slowbro, though, who's going to go for Substitute. Doesn't have enough HP for that, so that's a wasted turn. And now it's over to the paralyzed regular Slowbro, who ignores the paralysis, goes for Sparkling Aria, which is going to hit everybody on the field. No burns to heal, though. There's the Sparkling Aria, neutral damage on everybody. Doesn't quite take out Slowking, but does take out its own partner Pokemon, so I don't think Curious Medicine activated there. I'm fairly sure it didn't. That's a shame for the Slowbro team, though. They're now suffering because they only have 1 Pokemon on the field, and it's paralyzed at that. Now here comes shiny Slowking, though, starting off this next turn with Ally Switch. I mean, sure, why not? Swap places. I guess the 1 or 2 hit points regular Slowking can take the brunt of a hit, maybe, if that's a possibility. Or maybe it's to protect it. Here we see Aquatail avoided by Slowbro, though. Slowbro is now going to get ready with a Metronome of its own, ignoring that paralysis once again, and going to go for Headbutt onto which of its opponents there? Onto the regular Slowking, taking it down. So now it's shiny Slowking versus the regular Slowbro there. So this is anybody's game right now, but shiny Slowking definitely has the advantage since it's not paralyzed, so it has full access to being able to move and use attacks. Here we see that same Slowking going for Jaw Lock, which will be super effective as a Dark-type move. It prevents escape, but that doesn't really matter in this particular battle because no one's going to be escaping. Neither Pokemon can run away. Here comes Slowbro, though. What will it retaliate with? It's going to go for Earth Power, which again is super effective on the Slowking there for massive damage. Not enough to put it in the danger zone, but certainly a good chunk of damage nonetheless, evening things up just that little bit aside from the paralysis. So here comes Slowking once again, and it's going to go for Coil, increase its attack, its defense, and its accuracy by 1 stage apiece. Not a bad shout at this stage of the game, although personally, I'd have gone on the offense, to be honest. I'd have taken this Slowbro down by now if it was me. But what do I know? I am a nobody. Here's Phantom Force, though. Slowbro vanishing instantly. It's not going to take any damage from Slowking on the next turn, but that Phantom Force could well knock out Slowking. Like, if it deals enough damage, I think very much so, given the physical attack stat and the defense stat of Galarian Slowking. Shadow Bone probably would have knocked out Slowbro. Slowbro is paralyzed, so can't use Shadow Force. Oh my god. Both Pokemon went in for the kill on those turns, my word. Here comes Slowking, though, who's going to go for Leech Seed, which is going to sap the HP out of Galarian Slowbro. That's going to be very dangerous for Slowbro right now. It's going to ignore the paralysis this turn. It needs to do something before the Leech Seed saps away at it. It goes for Zing Zap. Let's see how effective that is. Is it enough to take down Slowking? Not quite. Puts it in the danger zone. But of course, the Leech Seed is going to put Slowbro in the danger zone and take Slowking out of it. So a great play on that Leech Seed there. Very risky, but the risk was worth the reward, which is a phrase I heard a lot in 2020. And now we see Slowking raring and ready to go. What's on its mind here? Gonna go for Mist. It's wasting a turn on Mist, but I'm pretty sure if Galarian Slowbro doesn't knock out Galarian Slowking, then it will fall to the Leech Seed. So this move's got to count. Goes for Ancient Power. Is that going to be enough? Galarian Slowking has great special defense. It's not enough, which means the Leech Seed is going to take down Galarian Slowbro, and at the very last possible moment, the bag has been pulled out by the Galarian Slowking team. That was a beautiful back and forth. You love to see it. You bloody love to see it.
So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make a decision. Which of the two branched evolutions of Galarian Slowpoke do you prefer? Galarian Slowbro or Galarian Slowking? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that'll do it for another episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Use code ACE for money off G Fuel and head over to twitch.tv/AceTrainerLiam to come and hang out with me and the community in one of my live streams. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.